Welcome to part 2 of the LR Golden Week prediction trilogy. In part 1, I took a look at the possibilities and what I would like to see from an LR baby for part 2 of Golden Week, of course, since we know it's GT themed. And in this part, I'm going to take a look at the possibilities and what I would love to see from an Omega Shenron. Guys, let me know right now, how would you feel, okay, about an Omega Shenron dropping an LR Omega, our first LR Omega, no, this guy does not count, dropping on Dokkan. And while you're down there, consider subscribing. We're on the road to 10k subs, and only you guys could make it possible. Let's hop straight into this video. So, Omega, this guy is a Shadow Dragon LR, okay? He's not standalone Omega, so obviously this guy does not count. Now, Omega really only has like 2 cards. It's this STR one and this physical one. And then Sin Shenron also needs a lot of love. Now, the reason why I didn't make this guy a transforming Sin to Omega is because I think Sin to Omega would work a lot better when he drops with a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta who fuse into Gogeta, alright? That's the reasoning behind this madness. So, if we were to get an LR Omega right now, like a standalone Omega, we'd be able to run him with a transforming Sin and with this guy, right? So it all makes sense. Now that you guys understand that, let's hop straight into my idea. So, let's just pretend that he's an LR, okay, and that he's tech, because we need more extreme tech units. Anyways, this guy leads GT bosses or Shadow Dragon Saga, category key +3, and 170% to all stats. So obviously the official lead now for GT bosses, even though the Shadow Dragons LR, you know, they do lead GT bosses, but it's only a key 3 130, whereas this guy is giving key 3 and 170% across the board, and then Shadow Dragon gets another lead. They have a lot of sub leads, but they do not have, I think, this guy, and for who's the other Shadow Dragon's lead? Let me actually pull it up really quick. There's one other, I think it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Yeah, it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah, it is. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Anyways, let's hop in. So, for his 12 key, greatly raises defense for 2 turns and causes colossal damage to enemy. And his 18 key causes his mega colossal damage to enemy with a high chance to crit. So we're seeing some anniversary super attack effects get slapped onto this Omega. This guy's gonna be a very powerful, you know, unit here, so don't expect me to slack on this guy. All right, I'm getting him the justice that he actually needs. Okay, so he disables enemies guard and attack and defense plus 150% at the start of turn. Disabling enemies guard, for those that don't know, is simply meaning that this guy will never face type disadvantage. Even if he's facing an STR enemy, he's going to be hitting as if he's not, right? He's going to be hitting as if it's type neutral, so keep that in mind. All right, he gets key +3 and attack plus 30% when performing a super attack. That's on super attack, so that's a 30% buff, which is actually a little bit more than 30%, keep that in mind. Reduces damage received by 10% up to 30% for every extreme class Shadow Dragon Saga category ally on the team. So this does not include someone like this. Where is this guy at? This physical Nova right here does not count because he's super class, okay? So this guy does not count. Plus an additional attack plus 30%, and super effective against all types on super attack when there's a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans category enemy. So basically, not only does he have disables enemies guard, which means again he'll never really truly face an STR enemy in the sense of damage, but he's also going to be super effective against all types on super. So he's treating everyone on the field as if they were an intelligent enemy, okay, while getting 30% extra attack on super, with another 30% attack on super, with 30% damage reduction and 150% attack and defense on super, while he's greatly raising his defense for 2 turns. So this guy becomes, not only is he a tank, but he's going to be hitting tremendously hard, especially against pure and hybrid Saiyans, alright? So the effective against all types, again, and the 30% extra attack is when he's facing a pure or hybrid Saiyans category enemy only, which will be the case in the new GT Legendary Goku event, right? And then, of course, his high chance to crit. Like, if he gets an additional, it's going to be a guaranteed crit. It's GG's, right? This guy is not to be played around with. Now, in my part 1 of this trilogy, I introduced a new LR baby, and then I introduced a new banner unit to come alongside with him. When it comes to these legendary banners, they usually don't do that, but of course this is a prediction video. We're having a lot of fun with it, so I made a new unit to come alongside this Omega, but of course it's the likelihood of that actually happening is very, very low. But as you guys can see, right, if we scroll through the LRs and TURs, there's one Shadow Dragon that for whatever reason is not here. And of course I'm not actually including these guys down here, right? This is Rage actually. Rage, Natron, Haze, and Oceanus, I think. So these Shadow Dragons need love, like actual free-to-play cards, maybe, whatever the case may be. But as of right now, I'm not giving them love. But the Shadow Dragon that I really want to get represented here is Ice Shenron, because for whatever reason, he only has a free-to-play card. He does not have an actual, like, summonable unit. So I made a custom Ice Shenron that drops alongside this guy, and please, might as well just make him 10, okay? So this is what I gave for the Ice Shenron. So he leads GT bosses key 3 and 130% to all stats. Very similar, or actually literally the same leader skill as this guy right here. So out of nowhere, GT bosses gets 3 new leaders. I said GT3. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, he stacks defense, causes immense damage to enemy with a great chance to stun. Okay, so obviously in something like Super Battle Royale, that's going to be very, very, very powerful. He gets all enemies attack and defense minus 30%. Another SBR killer effect right here. All right. He gets defense plus 130% at the start of turn, key plus 3, and attack plus 130% on super attack. I love giving units a key on super attack, so because just in case you can't get full key when you're trying to collect the orbs, that 3 key will kick in and allow the unit to get a super attack. So it's actually very, very, like, it's very useful, okay? Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% when there's another extreme class Shadow Dragon category ally on rotation. And of course, I did that for this guy right here. This Extreme Tech Nova Shenron, I built this guy basically for him in the sense that this guy, even with his EZA, is mid, right? He's not like, he's better, but he still lacks defensively. So you'll see what I did for him in just a second, okay? GT bosses category, GT bosses category allies, key plus 3 in attack and defense plus 30%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% to any ally whose name includes Nova Shenron. And again, I did that just for this guy right here because, like, he really needs the buff. Now what's happening here is that this guy, and when Ice and Nova are on rotation, what's happening is that they're each getting 90% attack and defense from their passive. Mr. Baby, what in the world do you mean? I'll show you right now. So this guy, let's talk about Ice Shenron first. He gives himself attack and defense plus 30% when there's another Shadow Dragon category ally on rotation. Boom, he's here. So 30% attack and defense to himself. He also has a support type ability for GT bosses category allies, which he gives to himself too, right? So that's 60% attack and defense. And Nova also gives 30% to attack and defense to all Shadow Dragon category allies. So this guy's getting 90% attack and defense. But this guy's also getting 90% attack and defense because he's giving himself this 30% attack and defense. He's giving GT bosses attack and defense plus 30% and the Nova Shenron buff down here. So they're each, just by being on rotation together, they're getting 90% attack and defense, not even including the links, which they definitely should share, right? Because they should have the same exact link set. GT is giving defense, all right? Shadow Dragons is giving 20% defense. They should share Cold Judgment, to be completely honest with you. That shares even more defense. These units on rotation are going to be a killer. And it's also going to make sure that this guy eats well, good. Like giving him 90% attack and defense from that passive, but also sharing these incredibly huge, powerful links. 25% defense, 45% defense, 55% defense just from 3 links. On top of everything else, this guy is going to be looking really, really good defensively next to this guy. Let me know what you guys think. But I have one more thing for you guys here, okay? Just one more thing. So, I understand that I'm buffing Omega, and I'm buffing Ice Shenron, but there's one other Shenron that I really, really want to buff. And no, it's not Oceanus here, she's actually really good. But I want to give an easy A to this guy right here. Physical Nova Shenron, Agent of Destruction. Right now, he's not that great. Leader skill is doo-doo. His super attack is fine, I guess, but he's not really that powerful, so he won't be doing much anyways. Then his passive is not the greatest, but it's actually set up pretty nicely because lowering all enemies' defense minus 30% makes sure that the rest of the rotation, as long as the enemies could have their defense lowered, they're going to be hitting a little bit harder because their defense is lowered, right? So I gave an easy A to this guy. I want you guys to let me know what you think of a potential easy A for this physical, not Nova Shenron, sorry, Sin Shenron. Let's hop straight into it right now. So I gave this guy Inhuman Deeds and GT Bosses category, key plus 3 and 130% to all stats. Buffing Inhuman Deeds and GT Bosses, of course, would be a really great thing. That would be another lead for GT Bosses. That'd be 4 in total. and another lead for Inhuman Deeds. I think the only Inhuman Deeds lead right now is actually the what's it called? Yeah, there you go. I can't say their name. Nappa and Vegeta. Beautiful. There you go. So they don't even have a sub lead. So this would definitely work as a really great sub lead. They need another leader. I don't like it where categories have only one leader, whether it's not like this should not be a thing, right? I would like to have another leader there, so that's the purpose that this leader skill serves, right? So on his super attack, he causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers attack and defense. A very powerful super attack effect. Passive skill, not the strongest, but it's definitely very, very powerful. Because I think this is a 80%. I know massively is 100%, but when it comes to lowering the enemy's defense, I think it's 80%, which is still massive, right? He gets all enemies attacking defense minus 50% for 2 turns. So obviously, you run this guy alongside this guy, and they let's say they're on the same rotation. Turn 1, all enemies have 80% of their attack and defense lowered, which means you're going to be hitting like crazy because 80% of the defense is missing, but they're going to be hitting you like a feather because not only do you have all your stuff going on in the passive, but they're 80% of their attack is gone. So it's a very, very powerful effect if these two guys are on the same rotation, right? And of course, they do share GT, Shadow Bosses. Not Shadow Bosses, sorry, Shadow Dragons. And hopefully, they're not going to have big bosses, but I mean, you want to run this guy with another Omega, you know, cough, cough, this guy right here. But anyways, and attack plus 100% from the start of battle. So he has no defense at the start of turn. I understand. Right, I don't want to make every single unit and stupidly broken, but this guy's still really good. Trust me. Attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack. So after super attack, this guy's gonna have 100% defense slapped onto his name. Performs a guaranteed critical hit and guards against all attacks when facing a GT Heroes category enemy. Basically, legitimately tailor-made for the new Legendary Goku event. In the Legendary Goku event, this guy may not be able to have his attack and defense lowered. Well, we'll see, right? It just really depends on how the stage is set up. But being able to guard, perform a critical hit, having 100% attack and defense on super with an immediate 100% attack, this guy's gonna be hitting very, very hard. Again, I'm going to assume 3-4 mil attack sets from this guy. Rainbowed, maybe I'll probably say like 5 mil attack sets, maybe. But he also gives all allies key plus 3 and defense plus 30%. I would have gone with attack, but I feel like it would have been too strong. So I gave all allies again 3 key and 30% defense, allowing this guy to mesh well with basically anyone. You want to run him with this guy, links are going to be easy. I mean, GT already gives 2 key, but why not a little bit more? You want to run him alongside this LR and make them look better defensively? Do what you got to do, right? Shadow Dragons, GT bosses, Inhuman Deeds, all of these categories are just becoming so easy to run, and the options are increasing, of course. And I mean, GT bosses is probably gonna, let's say this were to be a thing, or even if my part 1 idea, which you guys should definitely watch, part 3 should be coming after this. The GT bosses just becomes a very cohesive team, because there's so many supports, right? This guy would be a support, this guy would be a support, this guy would be a support. Actually, let me see. I think Oceanus is also another support here. I don't think Nova is a support, but only for Super Class Shadow Dragon, so that obviously doesn't count. Let me see something here. Let me delete this ad here. Blah blah. I swear. Oh, she's not a support. Okay. I thought she supported. Never mind. Okay, cool. I was lied to. Okay. This guy is the other GT boss support. I swear there's another unit here that's supported, but maybe not. But anyways, there was. Okay, I don't think I mixed up Oceanus and this guy, but this guy's another support as well, so you can run them on the same rotation. This guy is also a GT boss support. Let's see. Category allies key plus 2 and defense plus 40%. So you have this guy on rotation with this guy, right? And any ally on the team is getting just 70% defense for the heck of it. And you have this guy on rotation. As you guys can see, it literally just becomes dumb. So let me know what you guys think. This was part 2 of the trilogy. Part 3, I'm going to focus on a Super 17, but transforming Super 17. I'm talking about Android 17 and Hellfighter 17 fusing into Super 17, a potential banner unit that we could get alongside them, maybe another ECA. I mean, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new. Again, we're on the road to 10K. Only you guys can make that possible, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.